Hi, hello, welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Simbi, the CEO of Simbi Props, the founder of Simbi Shorted. I'm a content strategist, I'm a prop stylist, I'm a product photographer. Welcome to my tutorial today. Today I'll be showing you how to take pictures, proper pictures with the use of natural light. I will be teaching you how to use your phone, yes, your mobile device, on how to take clear, bright, crisp product pictures. It could be a skincare brand, it could be a clothing brand, it could be jewelry, anything that you sell. I'm going to teach you how to use your phone with the use of natural light, outside light. Right now it's currently 7:30 because usually this is like the best time to take pictures, between 7 and 10 or between 4 and 6 p.m. So I've set up two different scenes, the skincare scene and then the thin brand scene. So the PVC backdrop has been laid and then I put some props to it, but I would like to demonstrate a few things. But let us start with the skincare brand first. With the skincare brand, you can see I'm using a backdrop board. I got them from Simbi Props. Yes, Simbi Props is my second business. All the props that you see, I got them from Simbi Props on Instagram. Now back to the skincare brand. Now when it comes to styling, what I do is to try to drive inspiration from other brands, go online on Pinterest, generally search for ideas. But I have a rule. As a beginner, when you want to style, you have 4 different quadrants to follow. There's the back left, the back right, and then the front right, the front left. You have 4 corners to place props in, and trust me, when you do place props in those 4 corners, you're going to see effect. Now let us try it out. Now firstly, let's put a prop at one corner, right? You can see the difference. Secondly, let's put another prop at one corner. Can you see it? Your prop doesn't have to show entirely. A part of it, a little of it is just fine. Now let's see how we can infuse another, probably somewhere here, a towel, and it just comes together and makes sense. Now you don't have to necessarily put props all over. You can choose to put props in 2 sides or in 3 sides or in just 1 side. It's up to you on how or your mood of styling. Now if you do not have a backdrop board, you can use a PVC backdrop which you are going to tape against the wall using a nano tape. The nano tape is quite strong. It's quite strong, so you can hold your backdrop against the wall if you don't have the budget to get a backdrop board. But the backdrop board is easier to use because you can use it anywhere, any place, at any time, and you don't have to stress with taping your backdrop to the wall. Now moving over to the flat lay scene, just like we have for the skincare, the flat lay scene, there are different quadrants to it. You have a space on the right hand side, you have a space on the left hand side to place whatever props you need to place, and you have space at the topmost side to place whatever props you need to place. Now when styling clothing, it's quite easy because there are a lot of thrift vendors out there, clothing vendors out there that are really good with this styling. All you need to do is just study them, go through their page, study them, the kind of props they use, the kind of background they use, and you seek out to use something like that. Seek out to style in a way like that, but with your own touch, with your own kind of props, and you get the same result. Now let's get to taking pictures of these things. Now we'll start with the skincare brand. Let's take a picture of the skincare brand. So now, just before we get started to taking pictures, there's a few things you need to put in place. You need to make sure that your HDR is turned on, yes, and you need to make sure that your photo ratio is on 3:4. You're going to see this. If you have any question, if you can't find it, please let me know. If you can't find all these things that I'm saying right now, 3:4, make sure it's on ratio 3:4 and your HDR is turned on. Now there's another trick as to what you do before you take pictures. Come closer so that you can see. Now that I want to take picture, I've bowed down. You can use a tripod, you can use your hand, But if you're like someone that is not really stable with their hands, it's best for you to get a tripod. Okay, now I'm here and I want to show you the distance between my phone and the backdrop. You can see that I'm not too close like this. I'm not too close like this. I'm at a distance because there's something I will do that will make up for all the empty spaces that is showing on my screen, right? If they show blurry, you know, so you go tap for it. Okay, all right. So what I would do is I'm going to zoom in. Yes, I know that we tell you not to zoom in product photography, we tell you not to zoom in photography, but now the world has changed. Phones now come with 3 or 4 cameras, and why do we have to stick to one camera when we can use the other ones? What is the purpose of the other ones? That is why you can now zoom with your phone. So what I do is I use the zoom effect 2x, or I just pinch in with my hand and it zoom in. But the maximum I would advise for you to stay is on 2x. And then you can now move closer. You can see that it has now covered for these empty spaces that was out of our screen, and yet we are still maintaining our distance between the product and the phone. So it's time to take a picture. We will tap on it, increase exposure. Usually on Android there are different ways to increase exposure. Some people, when you tap on your product, there's a light bulb that shows. You can drag it up to increase the exposure. In some people's phone, the stuff shows down beneath here, positive, negative. You just drag it all the way to the positive side. In iPhone, it's also like that. You tap on the screen and the light bulb shows, you drag it. The purpose of this is to allow more light into your lens and the photo will become brighter, and then you take your picture. So this is our picture right now. Isn't this beautiful? Perfect, lovely. So I would like to adjust a few things because I don't feel like the products are staying well, and I'll take another picture, then we can proceed to editing it. But before that, let's move on to the flat lay shot for the clothing. Now it's time for us to style the clothing, which is quite easy, very easy to do. You can see I've styled everything. If you want to see how I shapen the waist, if you want to see how I shapen the waist, probably check out my page on Instagram, Simbi Props. I made a video for that. On my reels, you can watch that. Now, like I said, I've explained the quadrant in which you can place your props. You can look at other vendors, how they place the props, sort for the kind of props they use, or probably add a little touch of yours, and then I'm sure you get the idea. So now, when it comes to taking pictures of the flat lay of clothing, I noticed that some vendors just do like this, you know, snap like this, snap like this. The point of taking a flat lay shot is so that your phone is directly above the clothing. Your phone has to be directly above the clothing. So how do you do that? It's either you stand on the side and then you hold your phone like this directly above, and then you take a picture, or it depends on how big the clothing is, or you climb up a chair, right? You climb up a chair so that it can give you more height, so you can see your screen while you place it directly above it. Remember your settings. 2x if it's too close to the screen. If the zoom in is too close to the screen, it's 2x. You zoom out a little bit so that it fills up your screen. And then your 3x4 frame settings. So I'm trying to take a picture now. Before I forget, you can also use your personal items to style. You can put a shoe beside, a bag beside. Mind you, as you take pictures, your entire props doesn't have to show. A little or a part of it is fine. So now I am on 1x actually, and my frame is what? 3x4. Okay, my frame is 3x4. I'm on 1x, right? And then I'm trying to take a picture. I can see my chair, I can see the curved side of the backdrop, I can see all those things. So I'll just probably 2x it. It's 2x is too close to the screen, so I'll just zoom out a little bit, and everything is fitting to my screen. So I'll just tap on the screen, increase my exposure. Remember, tap on the screen, increase exposure. Don't drag it too much. If you drag it too much, your picture is going to be too bright and you take your picture. You see? Let me show you our shot. This is our shot. Look at how bright it is, how clear it is. It's perfect. Now that we have taken our picture, right, it's time for us to proceed to editing either one of this, the skincare or the clothing brand. Anyone that I choose to edit, you are going to edit the second one as your assignment. So there you have it. I'm taking all these bright pictures, all these clear pictures with my Android phone. I'm not using an iPhone. I took advantage of the timing. Like this is 7:38 a.m. I took advantage of the timing. I also know how my camera works, the settings I need to put in place. You know, the HDR, the 3:4 frame rate, increasing of exposure. You know, when you put that in check, your zoom factor to don't exceed 2x. You can go below 2x. You can zoom out below 2x, 1.5, 1.8. It depends on how it is looking on your screen. Now, I've shown you how to do this with the skincare. I've shown you how to do this with the clothing. It's time for us to proceed to editing it. And the editing app we're going to be using is the Snapseed app. It's totally free to download. It's available on iPhone, on Android, on iOS. So let's proceed to that. And then whatever questions you have, please note it down and you can ask me at the Q&A class. Thank you.